Let's hope that's I don't want another case of like the website's not working and then we just have to cancel stream because of that. I don't like when that happens, especially because I'm always like when I'm excited about it and I'm just like, please, come on now. Does it say 702 gateway or something like that? No. Well, Opera GX just said like took too long to open, and then I looked what it could be, and then it just opened up. It is very slow today, though, I have to say, because even before when I was preparing things, it took forever to get any of the tabs ready on the SCP, because I'm pretty sure anything else opens up real quickly. Yeah, other pages open up no problem. So let's hope that's the case, that nothing goes to shit. Well, yeah. Okay. I think enough chit chat. Let's get damn boys, everyone. I mean, Steph, they are probably on their way. They usually arrive like 20 minutes from now. Crazy is like always back and forth, so they might also be showing up soon. Mechanic did say he will be here, so I'm not sure where he is. I'm not gonna attack him. I'm just gonna wait. At the end, they will join eventually. I haven't seen Kazaborn in forever. I'm not sure where they are. Okay, testing. Works. Okay. Here we go, guys. Here we go. And there's mechanics. Hey, I've joined there. You are there. You go. And Steph will eventually join as well. But let's get started, shall we? So the very first SCP we have today is written by Ty Gently, and if you all recall Ty, it's the one with the very cute doggo profile picture. Profile picture art. They have written, the last one we have read from Ty Gently was 2624, which ironically, not ironically, fittingly, is related to dogs. It's about, it was the Laika dog that got sent into space and then vanished, and then like now everybody's seeing like illusions of space dogs, of the dog, like of the breed of the dog just floating in space or popping up randomly in locations where they shouldn't exist or be around, and then just vanishing. That was the last one we read of Ty Gently, but this one is called An Object That Removes Darkness. An Object That Removes Darkness. Okay, guys. We all ready? Who let the dogs out? Okay. I assume we're ready. Silver Rat here is a wolf, so we have it. And Steph is here. And see, I told you they will join us. I told you. All right. An object that removes darkness. Here we go by Ty Gently. Here we go. Perfect. Object class Euclid. Special containment procedures. SCP-2660 is currently held in a standard containment chamber with an additional set of doors to prevent line of sight access to connecting corridors. Personnel may not take any physical or digital notes while testing SCP-2660 and must instead verbally report all test results to the designated test director, currently Dr. Gently, which is our author right here. That's Dr. Gently right here. All information about SCP-2660 is currently restricted to personnel with level 3 clearance. All personnel approved to work with SCP-2660. Updated, see Addendum 1. I must admit, it's very gothic. It's very gothic, which I like. The lamp looks oddly flat, maybe because of the black coloring. Because like you barely see like the curvature here. So it's kind of like a optical illusion where you don't see the curves or like the edges of the lamp, so you think you consider it more flat, like compared to like the brim. Maybe. Damn, didn't get the reference. Wait. It looks nice. It looks like a lamp I used to own in Spain. What should be cursed as hell, yeah. Knowing. But which, by the way, guys, I think I mentioned that yesterday in the stream, but Xeno, you weren't here. Why is the Annabelle doll here? How the fuck did it get here? I heard it was missing in I heard it was missing in the US, and now it's here in the UK. What? I know it's Mechanic and Steph. I'm pretty sure you heard me say that yesterday. Yeah, you said you're welcome yesterday. That's what I recall that you said that. But why is it here? Why? There's also a high chance it might be in one of the coasts where my crush is. So I swear to Christ, if that doll does something to my crush, I'm gonna go bullet. I might commit some war crimes. I don't believe in that stuff personally. The doll is looking for a friend. I mean, it is kind of like still like, you know. Even if you don't believe it, which is fair, honestly fair. I'm agnostic to everything, but the idea that the doll vanishes in the US and then shows up at a UK coast is textbook horror movie stuff. So, description: SCP-2660 is a ceramic table lamp which exhibits a self-clarifying info hazard. Awareness of one of SCP-2660's physical properties causes the observer to slowly gain awareness of all its physical properties. Oh, so okay, I get it. If I were to tell Mechanic, hey, the lamp I own, it is black, and then you're like, oh, and so it has a beige rim, a beige hat, like I'm not sure what it's called, brim, not brim. It has like a beige brim. The top is a little bit dirty. I'm like, how did you know? So that's how it works. Lampshade, yeah, true. The lampshade. That's what it was. Thank you very much. I'm agnostic to everything too. I like cryptid encounters because they are entertaining, not because I believe. Yeah. I like the idea of them being real, but I'm definitely like that. I'm the type of guy who's like, I need to see it to know for sure it's real. But at the same time, I'm not gonna test it out. Like if somebody were to tell me, hey, we're gonna do a little bit of a Ouija board in a hotel that's abandoned, I'll be like, you have fun, don't come to my house. don't come to me afterwards. Because I will not be anywhere close to it. This process takes between 3 hours and 2 days to complete. For example, persons viewing only a small portion of SCP-2660's surface can identify the object as a lamp. Images that have been extensively edited or color shifted are also prone to this effect. Example, a color shifted photo still allows the subject to identify SCP-2660 as black and white. All information created involving SCP-2660 is persistent. It cannot be expunged, redacted, or lied about in any way. Electronic text records regarding... By the way, I have to ask you guys, am I reading too fast? Because I'm aware I do, and it's a subconscious thing because I'm like, constantly thinking I have 10 of these to read. So I always end up speeding up by accident. See it to believe they do, that's going to the abandoned asylum. Yeah, exactly, that's how I am. Not really, it's fine. So, Mechanic, I'm not sure if in Swedish you have a term for that, but see it to believe it means like, it basically just means you have to actually been there, right? Actually, no, I'm not gonna explain to you anything. You have tricked me like 3 times already. I'm not gonna explain to you anything. Person with a line of sight to SCP. I'm the same. I don't believe it, but I don't want to test it either. If it's real, I'd rather be blissfully ignorant. Yeah. Electronic text records regarding SCP-2660 cannot be erased or edited as to expunge data and will instantly revert to unedited form if this is attempted. Messages written on paper regarding SCP-2660 will, if erased, gradually reappear on the paper over the course of 3 to 6 hours. Memories regarding SCP-2660 will never be forgotten and cannot be erased by amnestic treatment. Persons with a line of sight to SCP-2660 experience the sensation of hearing a repeating beat described as a sequence of one long note followed by 2 short notes accompanied by a constant buzzing. Line of sight to SCP-2660 is defined as the ability to draw an unobstructed line between any point on the person or object in question to any point on SCP-2660's surface. But object or person with a line of sight to SCP-2660 are affected by an additional anomalous effect designated -1. Dash only affects objects with line of sight contact to SCP-2660 and only for the duration of that contact. I think it's low-key. would work. Would work from because it will fit to his country. So you will never forget SCP-2660 from your memory. I mean, yeah, it says here, memories regarding the SCP will never be forgotten. So even with amnestics, which is insane, because amnestics is like, it's really rare when I say rare because, like, you know, 2,660 SCPs later, it doesn't happen that often. But it's really rare that amnestics is like, yeah, nope, doesn't work here. This might be an SCP made by, are we cool yet? It might be. Let's check it out. -1's effect varies from each object tested, although similar objects usually exhibit the same effect. Always thinking about it? I don't think it's that you always think about it. It's just that that even if you're 80 and you have Alzheimer's or dementia, you'll be like, oh, do you remember your child's birthday? No. Do you remember a black lamp? Yes. Yes, I remember the black lamp. I don't think you'll think about it all the time, though. It's kind of like, you know, like a childhood memory. It's not like you will forget a childhood memory that's like really, like right now, we have childhood memories that we don't forget, right? But it's not like we constantly think about it. All -1 affected items are subject to SCP-2660 self-clarifying effects. Show test log 266. Oh, that's a big test log right here. Now that's a big test log. In testing, it was found that a human affected by -1, when asked to identify an item experiencing -1, consistently give identical answers. Humans who speak different languages will give consistent responses within their own language, synonymous with other language responses. These answers are reported by D-10748 are found in the identification column. Items tested. So here we have I love how the okay, identification and no, okay. D-10748, a person D-10748 previously uncooperative and aggressive shows a considerable change in character, becoming compliant and calm nearly instantaneously. Wait. I might have been distracted by chat. Let me read what -1 is again. Optical person with a line of sight who SCP are affected by additional anomalous effect. Designated -1. -1 only affects the with line of sight contact. Only for the duration of the contact. Okay. Male Labrador Retriever, a dog. Animal responds to simple commands, including sit, stay, and come, despite a lack of previous training. Okay. So the line of sight seems to, like, make people more obedient, which is interesting. I wonder if that's because, like, maybe on a metaphor level, darkness can also mean just, you know, like, maybe it's not only darkness that, like, it erases, but also, like, you know, negative emotions. Phillips had screwdriver and Allen screw. A screwdriver and a screw. The screw was able to be manipulated by the screwdriver, despite not matching. Okay. Padlock and non-matching key. A lock and key. The key was able to successfully open the lock, despite not matching mechanically. Interesting. Swiss Army multi-tool. A tool. The multi-tool is able to operate as a knife to cut a length of rope, despite lacking a knife attachment. Okay. It lacks a knife attachment, which, by the way, a Swiss Army knife without a knife, that's not real. That's not real. Like, unless they, like, manually took out the knife. I have never seen a Swiss Army knife that has no knife in it. That's camera footage shows D-10748 moving the tool in a cutting motion and the rope behaving as if cut by an invisible knife. A copy of Emily's Brondt's Wuthering Heights, a book. D-10748 is able to complete the novel in 42 minutes. D10748 scores perfectly on a short test of plot knowledge, but is unable to describe the novel in a metaphorical way. So it's kind of like they have all the information, but like they cannot go deeper than that. They have the basic knowledge of it. Print of Leonardo da Vinci's Mona Lisa, an image. D10748 is able to describe the woman depicted in the painting in detail, but is unable to comment on the colors or techniques used. Interesting. Battery-powered flashlight. A flashlight. D10748 shone the flashlight on himself and noted an unpleasant buzzing noise. Oh, hold on. I forgot to give Silver something fun to do. I'll let her sit on the room buff a little bit. Can't count the reality measurement device, an instrument. By the way, Steph, I want to ask you, because you looked up the phonetics for Swiss German. Which Swiss German did you find? Did you use the Zurich German, or did you just give in Swiss German and it just gave you one? An instrument counter fluctuated between 57 and 104 Humes in the vicinity of SCP-2660. Humes measures the strength of reality in a given area, with one Hume being average in unaltered space. Scranton Emon Reality Sync. The SERS is an experimental tool meant to lower the Hume count of space in a sphere with a 10-meter radius. Centered on the SERS, in layman's terms, the SERS functions by siphoning reality from its surroundings and centralizing it inside the device. The effects reverse upon deactivation. Lol, I just used Wikipedia, I have no idea. Okay, so now that's the thing, right? Because Swiss German is such a moldable language, because we have like 10 different versions of it. Because like there's a difference between Zürichdeutsch, which is a Zurich German, Berndeutsch, Bern German, Basel German, Walliser German, Graubünden German. It's like that's what I'm saying. Like I was like, wait a minute. Now that I think about it, what kind of phonetics does? I mean, the sound is probably like can be around for all of it, but like the way words are being said are all differ. So that's why I was like, wait a minute. So it's fine. The most, if you ever ask a Swiss German person what's the most like Swiss German phrase that's like a stereotype is they would usually say the sentence, hol mir mal Käsekuchen aus der Küchenkästchen. Und ein Bürli. That's the most Swiss sentence that people will definitely say to you. That's the most stereotypical thing that we say. We haven't said that in ages, but if anybody asks like what's the Swiss stereotype sentence, that's the one. What's that even mean? Good question. No, it basically means get me a cheesecake out it's deleted, right? Yeah, I saw it. Yeah. Get me a cheesecake out of the kitchen cupboard. And the Bürli is a type of Swiss bread. It's a name for the bread that we have. Scranton, Emon, Reality Sync, a drain, no changes in local reality detected. I already read that, never mind. SB2660 was recovered following a foundation raid on the known headquarters of the Maxwellist sect. Oh boy. Oh, the Church of the Broken God, yeah, of course, yeah. Of the Church of the... he even says here, Church of the Broken God, yes. While many orders of the Church of the Broken God believe in a deity with a fractured physical body, the Maxwellist sect worships a deity composed of information and believes that this deity manifests through human connectivity. As such, The internet and other global communication networks are of particular interest to Maxwell worshippers. While the raid otherwise successful, it was suspected by a memetic analysts that MTF News 7 Hammer Down may have been exposed to cognitive hazardous material during the operation. Cautionary amnestic agreements were utilized, but subsequent treatment evaluation revealed that some memories remained, all dealing with a lamp briefly spotted in the center of a worship hall. The object was secured and designed SB2660. I was just curious, what info did you gather from the testing log of SB2660? By the way, mechanics, I want to ask you, like, do you have difficulties understanding some of the things here that we read? Because at the end, like, it is a lot more complicated English than the usual thing, right? I mean, what I understood is that, like, it seems to make a lot, like, with the D class, it made him more cooperative, and with everything else, it seems to either make it easier, or just like a way that, like, for example, like the image is like, oh, they can fully describe the thing. It almost seems like it. I would definitely say it's a little bit more on the random side, because even like the Swiss Army knife being like, hey, like it can, you can do the knife. It can cut a rope, but there's no knife. So I'm just trying to figure out what they all have. They're not really any like experiments that have things in common here, so it's really not that easy to give you an answer for that. Show interview log 7150. The following interview log has been attached to this document due to the relevance to the continued containment of SB2660. Some of it I get, but some I don't get. I wouldn't say I had how to understand, like my brain is like, oh yes, I understand, and this I won't understand. Gotcha. Interviewed POY 7154, former head of the Raid Maxwell site. Interviewer Dr. Sandu. Interview was conducted in a specially constructed Faraday cage used to interview objects or persons that emit moderate to severe amounts of electromagnetic radiation. Due to the nature of modification on POY 7154's person to allow for connectivity and collaboration with fellow cultists, use of this chamber was authorized. The interview was conducted 14 days after initial object recovery. Alright, Dr. Sandu. Sarah Richards, henceforth referred to as POY 7154. You were found at the Maxwell's camp in Hyderabad, or... wait, Hyderabad, okay. Or Hyderabad. Our intel indicated that you were at the head of this particular branch. Is this true? Yes. How many others were working under you? They're here. I've been informed that you've gotten some hardware in your head that lets you talk to your friends. That doesn't work here, miss. There's no need to use hardware anymore. My people, we have transcended. I can feel them. They're nearby. Note at this point, 4 additional cultists were being interviewed within the same wing of the site as this interview. How do you feel them without hardware to send and receive messages? According to our x-rays, which lit up like a Christmas tree, by the way, you have several transmitting devices implanted into your cranium. Devices which are currently non-functional. There is no need for hardware. We are connected through the unreality. How are you connected? How are you connected? What is unreality? You are in unreality right now. The lies, the expunged, the hidden. The unreality is pervasive, and you perpetrate it. SCP-2660. That designation is classified. Don't you see? Classification, redaction, it's all useless. The omnipresent is the truth. It has come from the true place, and it is pure, unbridled information, a connection between all who have beheld it. The signal. You a signal. Your God. Dr. Gabriel Sandu. Your people. You have it now. So long as you have it, it will become a part of you. It will unite you, as it has united my people. And what happens when we are united? Then we pierce the veil, all of us, together. POY 7154 begins tapping the table in a pattern similar to the vibration originating from SCP-2660. Dr. Sanders quietly informed of the risk of cognitive hazardous influence. This interview is concluded. POY 7154 does not speak, instead increasing the intensity of the pounding as the interview is concluded. Show potentially cognitive hazardous material, Dr. Sanders' personal notes. All information created involving SCP-2660 is persistent. It cannot be expunged, redacted, or lied about in any way. It cannot be lied about. Wait, was it, let me see, who said it? Somebody said something about the lamp, right? Where are you? Where was the comment? You said this is a concept eraser, but I think it's less that. I think it's a censoring eraser. Like, you cannot censor things from the looks of it, which is interesting because it's the same color. It's the same color as like any like blank statement in the SCP logs. The unreality, the veil, the omnipresent, it cannot be lied about. The key opens the lock for keys open locks. The screwdriver drives the screw for screwdriver drives screws. Yeah. It's basically like, okay, so I think I understand now. It basically means you cannot hide anything, and you cannot have anything be a sub-version of the thing. So for example, like, if you have two screwdrivers, but one is mechanical and one is not, you can fuse them together, even though that's normally not possible. But because they're both screwdrivers, there's no physical boundary behind it. And I think that's why the knife also exists with the Swiss Army knife, because normally the Swiss Army knife has a knife, but if you take the knife away, it still works the same way. You cannot take the original concept away from it. A lamp removes darkness, it defines the shadows. The ideal lamp makes all things definite. It cannot be lied about, it is definite in every way. In every world, every universe. Reality and unreality, the veil in between, omnipresent. And that's probably also the reason why you cannot forget about it, because it just shadows the veil, it shadows anything. It makes it definite, right? So that means it will stay in your brain the moment you saw it. It is a light by which the darkness is extinguished, the ambiguous made definite. It cannot be lied about. Our world is nothing but a shadow. And then number 1. Following the event in interview 7154, all persons who had previously been directly exposed to SCP-2660 were detained and placed in quarantine pending further review of SCP-2660's containment procedures. Dr. Sandy was detained following an attempt to break protocol and communicate with affected persons. As the limits of what constitutes knowledge of SCP-2660 are not fully understood, all information on the current status of quarantined persons is hereby restricted to personnel with express clearance from level 4 personnel of the Foundation Medics Department. Okay, that makes a lot more sense now. That makes a lot more sense. At first I was definitely confused. I was like, what? So, okay, why does it do all the, and also could be because I was very distracted at first when I was starting reading this, because I completely forgot what -1 was as well. But now I understand, like, yes, the moment you see it, it makes everything definite for you. Like, there's nothing that can be lied about, there's nothing that can be hidden. And if you have, if an object is missing something, I think that's also the reason why the flashlight released some sort of buzzing sound, because it's like a different form of light. It's not the light, it's not the light that you want to follow. Which, yeah, okay. Which makes sense with the Maxwell list as well, the Church of the Broken God and other stuff. Because as I before said, the church, the Maxwellists are all about everything's connected, everything's one. So why not have a lampshade that makes everything definite? That there are no lies, no confusions. That makes sense. I understand.